Hey, what's going on YouTube? Climb here. Thanks for joining me on another gameplay breakdown episode. And here, I'm going to be on my Gunslinger and doing some Rumble. I don't see me doing Rumble too often. I definitely want to get a little bit better at Rumble, because, I mean, if you've ever watched MTash, she kind of recommended it. As far as getting overall better when you're in game, you know, winning your ones and kind of working around chaos. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Let me get better at it. So I'm playing on my Gunslinger, and the second thing is that I'm also trying to play on my last word. I feel, at least at this point, I was feeling very inconsistent with my last word. So I was like, all right, I need to kind of warm up, get back into understanding last word. So I don't remember how many games prior to this one I had played, but dude, I always get my butt kicked. Just trying to get my last word shots down, trying to understand like when to fan, like, you know, press and hold it down, and then when to tap it, right? So I'll kind of hopefully walk through that a little bit. So like here, that's completely me holding it down, like the full auto mechanic. Now at the end of that, I changed my direction to look really far down, and I think part of that, at least you saw there, I think part of that was my sensitivity was too far up, was at 4. So I changed it down to 3, and I was able to, I felt much more confident engaging that first guy. Now that second guy, that was dumb of me to walk in there, knowing that someone was on the radar, walk in, and then for me to not have my primary out, even a short range primary, but I'm just standing there. What am I doing? I could have run off to the right. I could have come up to where I'm at right now and baited him into me, but no, I just stood there like a dunce. So anyway, I see that there's a bunch of radar, or a bunch of guys on my radar. I'm gonna try to go around here, chuck a grenade to kind of bait them out or to do some damage on them. So thankfully that worked out well. And then here I get my fusion rifle charging up, and look at that, look at his health. Sometimes the fusion rifle consistency baffles my mind as much as hand cannons. I couldn't think of the word. I was gonna say Hawkman, but hand cannon, you know, inconsistency. Or last word, ghost bullets. I mean, it's crazy. So anyway, with you've seen me on threes playing this. Oh, this is dumb. I had a fusion rifle. I knew that guy was there. I should have. You hear me talk about this all the time. Expect that that's going to be a shotgun rushing you. And I have a fusion rifle. What am I going to do with the fusion rifle in the last word? That dude's going to kill me anytime. So that was a really poor mistake on my part. But you see me play this map on threes, and we talked about playing in that mid map, right? So that's what I'm gonna try to do most of this map, is just try to play in control of here. Now look at these. I've got 3 successive kills here when I'm in the red. Now part of it, I've got Gunslinger's trance going, so that means my stability is a little bit better. But my health is still low all 3 engagements, and I just gun these guys down. Now part of that is the strength of the last word. The second part of that strength is that I had Gunslinger's trance active, so my stability was a little bit better. And the third part of that is, honestly, I believe, is my sensitivity. So if you remember my Hawkmoon video I just did recently, where I talked about different ballistics, different sight lines, you know, changing up even MIDA. You know, your MIDA has different ballistics from accurized to smart drift, and I changed from smart drift to accurized. Just so I can get a little bit better range. And the same thing here. I mean, if you're not feeling comfortable with your weapon, but you know that you normally are, you do even just try changing up your sensitivity. So dumb. This dude's health, I swear. But just try changing up your sensitivity even. You know, sometimes all engagements aren't going to be the same or require the same sensitivity. Sometimes I'll shotgun on 5. Sometimes I'll snipe on 5 or even higher. It just depends. It just really depends. So just play around and try to figure out what may work for you, what may not work for you. And sometimes that can vary from week to week, and specifically for me, that's varied from week to week. All right, so this guy's chasing me so hard with this bow. I get bowed a little bit, but because he's using quiver, it's got really short range. I just turn on him and get that nice little fusion rifle kill. Now I'm playing with my radar. There's a lot going on my radar, right? But here's that tapping mechanic, right? So tap it down, kind of pull down on your right stick, get those crispy headshots. And look at that range. I kill that guy from that range, but then sometimes in the shorter range, it doesn't work. Just cracks me up. So then this Titan's running away from me. Again, his health is so low. All of a sudden, this guy comes around, and that's a good example. When someone's like up in your face like that, not only am I at that point going to be holding down my fire trigger. Oh, that was a stupid spawn. My firing trigger, but I'm also going to be firing from the hip, because just at that close range, I'm not going to be able to aim down sights. And that honestly works for any primary you have, any, you know, pulse rifle, other hand cannons. When they're like that close, to where you can't maneuver your aim down sights quick enough, dude, just aim from the hip. Just aim from your hip and do the best you can. Oh, watch this. Double fusion rifle kill, collat fusion rifle. Has there ever been such a thing? I don't know, but I'm amazing. The other thing I also wanted to note from my last Hawkmoon video, or ballistics video, was that on my Gunslinger, I'm using my ATS-8 Arachnid helmet. So again, just another PSA in my opinion, I think is really strong, especially for Rumble, when there's a lot of roaming going around. Having that extended duration of your super, I think, is super important. It's incredibly important. And then again, okay, you're just watching the gameplay, you're seeing how strong my these fusion rifle plays are. I'm trying to able to bait them in, bait them out. Now these aren't like the strongest players, right? That Titan I just killed at least could have and should have, had he had a shotgun, rushed around, slid underneath the corner, and could have shotgunned me down so quickly. So that's just, I lucked out, but had I been playing a better player, like an you know, much better player than I am, then that could have played out in a really poor favor. So here you'll kind of see how great the extended duration is. So it seems like it's still going down pretty fast, but I'm able to get 2 more kills that my super would have been done before I even got that second kill. So that's just a great, you know, great way to understand how great, how good that the ATS-8 Arachnid can be. Now that should have been my final kill, and now I'm just trying to be patient. I mean, the next guy isn't terribly close as far as points go, but you don't want to just get a little too cocky and fire off too quick. So that was me firing, you're holding it down as quickly as possible, and you can see I was much more inconsistent. But honestly, I think that my sensitivity and my 3 sensitivity changing from 4 to 3 really helped. So I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Came out on top, always nice to show. A little 22 and 8, 2.75 KD. Hopefully some of these tips and mechanics can help you maybe win a little bit more. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks, guys.